start with Nate with a career high 25 tonight, added 10 rebounds for a double-double. It seemed like maybe when the team itself was still trying to find some rhythm, that you guys were able to go to Nate, and he was able to find some offense and even make some plays that on the defensive end of the floor too.
Yeah, the first that first 20 minutes for him were terrific. I think, was it 18 at halftime?
19.
Yeah, 19 at halftime. And he made a lot of good plays. His versatility is so good. I know we've talked about it with him. Like he scores it, he handles it, he passes it. He's very unselfish offensively. He isn't always out there just hunting for his next shot. And his next shot, like he lets the game come to him a little bit. He's also finding out, what he's capable of, and that's to us is really, really exciting. And we saw that in the first half, and we've seen it quite a bit this year. That he can get a lot done offensively for us, and I know he was, he didn't feel great about the way he played against Toledo. He played really hard against Toledo, but he didn't play as good as he's been playing, and he's such a bright kid. He understands it. Watches the film. So just knowing he really wanted to come back today and play a really good, complete game, and for him, regardless of how many shots or points, I know he wanted to come back and play a complete game today, and I think he did for the most part.
Came back to media today, you mentioned how valuable the depth of your team can be. You guys only got 10 bench points tonight, 3 in the first half. What's this team need to do to get more secondary scoring?
Yeah, tonight's a weird game, and it's a hard one, and I've thought about it already. Really immediately when the horn went off, Ethan, like we got on that bench, you got Landon and Mike who are working their tails off, and both of those guys, very good players and can help us win games, and they know that. I know that. Kyle and RJ are doing well for freshmen. Right? Cole's experience. Drew, the other night against Richmond, he showed us again, whether it's 3 minutes or 13, like he can help us. A game like tonight is tricky because their lineup is very small, right? And defensively very active, and they'll leave guys and run and jump and come from behind you. And if that turns a little bit on you, it can get to be a really hard game. And so the group we had in there for a long time had found some sense of taking care of the ball, a lot of really good opportunities. It's a different game because of the way, and Prairie View is very good at it, because of the way they play defensively, how active they are, how many getting 10 steals a game. It's just a very different game, and it's not one where if you're not really in for long enough to get in the flow and the rhythm of things, weird possessions can happen. I think the guys, I know the guys on that bench, the 6 guys on that bench, are ready to play 20, 25 minutes in a game and ready to help us. The bench could have 40 points in our game on Sunday. Like they're good enough and they're working hard enough. I don't like games like this when those guys don't get some minutes. Landon didn't go in the second half. He's working too hard. He's too good a player, and that's hard. Hardest for him, right? To not go in because he's ready, and he's worked really hard. So, I like that group, like we've talked about, and they're gonna, that's gonna be a big part of our success this year.
They go on an 11-2 run there in the second half to get within that. It was 15 at halftime. They got down to 14 or 12 or something.
Yeah, 12.
12. Would you point to what you were just talking about with that defense of theirs, just how it's kind of a different look, or was there maybe something else going on when they caught a little momentum there in that second half?
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like you're going to make some shots, you're going to miss some shots. We had 3 wide open threes to start the second half. I think we made the first one, but then we had 3 in a row that we missed, and we were wide open. And you make one of them or 2 of them, or you make all 3 of them, and it's a 25-point game. And then it's you got plenty of time, right? But that's a different game than a 16-point game, right? So it doesn't, or 18-point game, right? You're talking 2-3 possessions to go from 18 to 12, right? part of it was we had good possessions, and we happened to miss some pretty good looks at three, so gave them some added opportunities to cut into that lead. The other thing I'll say is they're I've said it already. I guess they're not an easy team to play against because of the size and how hard they play. You think about 14. How hard he played the entire basketball game. Going after the ball, defending Bowen, and they're across the board. They play that hard defensively. So if they get a little bit of rhythm or a little bit of momentum, it can change quick. A 10-2 run like that. It's happened in other games they've played, and they're good enough to do that.
What's the value of playing a team that's just going to hound you for 40 minutes?
Yeah, it gives you. You have to do some different things offensively. Right? You didn't see as much of us calling plays, running sets. You didn't see as much flow, right? We did some, right, where our 5-man had it, but they had their point guard or one of their smallest guys just take him and started with him so they could really pressure him, and then they were switching behind it. So what it does is gives us an opportunity to have to figure some things out. So tonight it was, okay, where are the driving opportunities? And they took advantage of some of those in the first half. And then how do we get it into the post? Knowing that they're going to come and double, but with their size, can we get it to tighten? And we were able to do that on some real quick things, some easy ways to get it to him. And then he's got to fight the double team, right? So, there's some really valuable things that come out of playing a team that plays that hard and plays that well defensively, and just gives you a different look. Good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.